Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rainy. This, of course, is the Enchanted Planner and the voiceover version of the Enchanted Planner. We're doing a voiceover today because this kind of went sideways really quickly. So what I've pulled out now is the original plan was to do Modern Meow this week, but I opened the book and it's got more of an autumn feel to me, but it does really match well with the Neutral Jungle little mini sticker pack. So if you have those two, they pair really well together. And we may use Modern Meow in my health planner for Sunday. So I've decided we're using Chic Summer, and there's a couple of sets left in that sticker book that I have not used yet, one of which is including these absolutely beautiful florals and the accompanying decor that goes with it. Now I pulled out all 4 of the pages, but because there's no orange in this sticker book, I went with Mojo's sticker books for the checklists and boxes because I just felt that they paired better. It was unfortunate because I'm like, it would have been perfect. Sorry about the chair. It would have been perfect if there had been orange boxes in there, but alas, there was not. So right now we're just playing around with the checklists and whatnot. So this is kind of a busy week, but more in the sense that there's a ton of stuff I want to accomplish that's more in my personal and business life. So I thought, well, let's dig in and use some checklists because I'm not really big on checklists, but I'm like, they have to be used eventually. So we did go with a checklist style spread this week. And I think that's what messed me up as much as it did because I'm not used to working like we become creatures of habit. And if you probably have developed your own, you develop these habits of the same similar sticker placements and the same stickers all the time in your planners because you find what works for you. And again, I'm a big person, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes it's nice to mix and match things and mix it up a little bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to clean up a little bit on my desk. This video has to go live today, so kind of on a time crunch. But yeah, so I mean, we all develop these habits and we become creatures of habit. And I think it's good sometimes to push past those boundaries. Like a couple of weeks ago, I went way outside of my normal comfort zone and my decorating style with my teacher planner by putting all the icons all over the place. And that's probably one of my favorite spreads so far from this summer. So there is something to be said about mixing things up. Now, with this set, they have these really beautiful tropical looking florals. And this big piece I felt was just destined to go down in this left-hand corner. And it actually worked out really well. And as for my gymnastics spread, I am loving that spread this week. It's Thursday as I'm chatting with y'all, and I have loved that spread this week. It's been so much fun. I'm so glad I did it. Again, something that's outside of the norm, right? And I don't know. Again, I really enjoy the spreads where I'm using stuff that's different, whether it's stickers from Dye Shop or stickers from my own shop or stuff that I've made myself, or just pulling in unusual and unique elements. Like Happy Planner sticker books drive me crazy because everything is everywhere. There's no logical organization within the sticker books, which is why, again, I've just started pulling sticker sheets out of the sticker books, even with the Live Love Posh stuff, because I don't want to be constantly flipping through looking for those particular pages. And I feel at worst case, if the books are falling apart, I'll just hole punch at the top and put a string or a ribbon through it or a binder ring or whatever. And, it'll be fine. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. It'll be fine. Sorry, I've had a heck of a time with my allergies in my throat this morning. So unfortunately, I can't pause this video. So one thing that drives me crazy with this particular app is if you are recording voiceover, you can't pause. If I have to stop and redo the whole thing all over again. And there has been times, I will admit, where I've been, 3/4 or more of the way through the voiceover, and then I screw something up and I have to start all over again, which is a little bit frustrating. So it is what it is. But it's a really user-friendly app to use. It's called InShot. And I've tried some of the others. I've tried Video Leap and I've tried InShot, and I've tried a few of them, and I really enjoy the intuitiveness of InShot. So I've stuck with this one. I have the paid version of it. I can't remember. I think it's like $4 for the year or something ridiculous. It's pittance compared to how much I use it. It's well worth the small investment that I make into it. Maybe it's a bit more, but whatever. I mean, it's a yearly thing. I pay for it. It's done. Okay, so I also tried something a little bit differently with this spread this week. I tried laying down most of the functional stuff before I started with the decor. And I think that's also part of what kind of derailed me a bit, because I got stumped. When I sat down, I was like, oh, this should be an easy spread to bang out. It was not. And I don't know if it's just the day or if it's the fact that I decided to push way outside my boundaries today or whatever. But it all came together in the end. It came together rather well, and I'm pleased with the spread. So there is that. So we're just monkeying about. And I also had a heck of a time with trying to get stickers down straight in this video, which is like, I'm like, y'all don't need to suffer through me picking up stickers and putting them down again, picking them. Oh, it's just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. At least when it's like, because I got it sped up to about 2.5 times, at least this way, you're not dealing with it. It goes by so quick. It's pretty easy. It's there and then it's gone. So we're laying some boxes down in this bottom left-hand corner because I'm simply just trying to find a little bit of balance here. And I had laid them down, but I decided to reverse them because the piece that I wanted to lay in there didn't quite work if it was the other direction. So that's why they got picked up, because I wanted to really get in these beach bags and a little bit here and there. And there's so many, excuse me, there's so many cute elements within this set. I wanted to use them all, like just totally use them all. But, you know, there's only so many days of the week and only so much room on your planner if you want it to still remain functional for the week. So I was trying not to go too sticker crazy. Up here, somehow I miscut it and I cut right through my page, and I was really irritated because the cut wasn't even straight. So I don't know what happened there. So now we're fiddling around with it, trying to fix it, and I just make more of a mess. So my solution to that is I grab the pink wider washi. It's one of the quarter washies. It's not the skinny, it's the next size up. And I pull out my graph type, for the lack of I can't think of the word. You'll see it in a short moment. I pull out my self-healing cutting mat to take the pink washi and make it thinner so I can get it used across the top there to cover up my boo-boo. So this is the mat I'm talking about. This mat came from the Japanese dollar store, which for the life of me I cannot remember the name of right now. But it's the Japanese dollar store, so if you have one in your area, go check. And I love this mat because it has all the lines on it, and the lines will show through the washi so long as the washi is light, and then I can, you know, I have a guide for where I'm cutting. But yeah, by making the washi much skinnier, I could use it at the top here. And ironically, somehow I managed to pull just the exact length of washi I needed to cover the other spaces I wanted to in this spread. Like, it doesn't happen very often. It was kind of odd. I was like, that's interesting. Because I ended up putting it at the bottom as well. So we framed the top and the bottom, and I had the just almost the perfect amount of washi. I was like, I didn't have to cut anymore. That's awesome. And again, it was like, wow, that does not happen very often. So I lifted up the girl's head so I could just slip the washi behind her so it goes straight across the top as a frame. And then again, at the end of this video, we're going to put it at the bottom as the bottom frame as well. So we're back into florals, and I'm trying to figure out, like I said, this was such a struggle. I couldn't believe how much I struggled with this. It's been a while. Like, not a super long while, but it's been a while since I've struggled this much with a spread. And I was frustrated, and it's starting to sound frustrated in my voice in the video. But you can't win them all, right? We cannot have everything come together perfectly all the time. In fact, I wonder sometimes about these planners that you see, and they sit down and literally within 10 minutes, they've placed all the stickers down and their spreads are just perfect. They're in perfect balance. It's perfect elements. Like, everything's just perfect. And I'm like, Did you do it all ahead of time? So you kind of had a cheat, like you sat down ahead of time with all those stickers, placed them all in advance so you knew exactly where they were going. So you took all the guesswork out of it. And I have to wonder sometimes. And I rarely will even pull stickers ahead of time because I know that a lot of you like to go through the process of this whole thing with me. Today's process was a little stressful, a little bit too much, but I know you guys like to go through the process with me, which is why I generally try and bring you along on the whole thing, right from start to finish. So I wonder about these people. I'm like, are you pulling all the stickers ahead of time? And I mean, if they are, there's no judgment. I mean, that's really cool. I am not that together. Like, let's just be really honest. I am so not that together. So most days I am feeling like I'm skirting through life by the seat of my pants. I tell you, between brain fog and, other things like life in general, I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm skating and skirting through. And it's going by very fast. And I'm like, I'd like to slow it down a bit. But then there are times too where I was saying to my husband on the weekend, we were wandering around the mall, and like, I would like to turn back the clock because I miss having I miss having little people around, and I don't have any grandbabies, so I don't get that fix. But yeah, I miss having little people around. So I would like to turn back the clock because I said to hubby, I'm like, I appreciate I appreciate it more now. Whereas when you're in the thick of being a mom and you're trying to balance work and everything else that goes along with it, and the home and child raising and everything, cooking and the cleaning and all the things, you don't really have the appreciation for it. And I'm like, now I have the appreciation for it. So can we just turn back the clock? Can we go back to the 90s when I had little people? Because I really enjoyed having little people. As stressful as it could get at times, I did very much enjoy having my little people around, which I think is why I worked with small people for so long, because I was a gymnastics and trampoline coach, and I specialized in preschool education for years, like up until I guess 2012, I guess. So I coached for 20-30 years. Yeah, I've always been in the health and fitness industry in one aspect or another. I just sort of changed my focus, and now I work with women instead of little people. But women are just as much fun because, at our age, I don't know, I think we have a different perspective on life. It's much different than it was in our 20s. But I will say, I do miss having little people around. And I'm like, that's where grandbabies would come in. But I don't got no grandbabies. I'm like, maybe I'll have to adopt a grandbaby. I wonder if there is such a thing I can adopt a grandbaby. There's got to be some family out there that doesn't have their parents with them anymore, sadly. That would be a very sad thing. But, I can be an adoptive grandparent. It'd be fun, right? So we are nearing the close of this. I'm just trying to figure out sort of the last few sticker placements and what I'm going to do with the sidebar. And I really liked the flippers and the face mask and the snorkeling stuff. I thought it was super cute. And there is two. There's a blue set and then there's a pink set. So that is what I end up putting into the sidebar. You're going to see that now. I have to trim it up a little bit because I didn't want them overlapping and the paper showing with the overlap. So I do trim it up a little bit in a second because that blue one was a little bit bigger than I actually had expected it was going to be. And this pink one doesn't quite fit without overlapping and showing the white. So I just trim it up a little bit to clean it up. And then it goes down nice and easy and it's perfect. And I actually really like the way the sidebar came together. I think it was an interesting look to it. And then I'm just trying to remember where we are now. I think we're just looking for a final piece here and there. I'm pretty much calling her done. But I had fun with this. It was a little bit stressful and took a long time. I think it was about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes, which sometimes I will just leave those videos and just let them play through. But this one, there was gaps where I'm not talking very much. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need to see that. And I'm not that proficient with video editing on this app that I can speed up just certain sections. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that proficient with video editing, but eventually I'll get there. All right, you guys, we're just finishing up. Sorry for the voiceover again. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let me know what you think of this spread in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button because, we always can use those subscribers. And yeah, there we go. We're going to put it back on the discs. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time.